Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any video that I have posted in the past. If you have any recommendation of what video that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. There are many walks on the market. Choosing the right walk sometimes could be challenging. For example, there are different materials to make a walk. There are carbon steel, cast iron, light cast iron, and stainless steel walk. And without any question, carbon steel walk is the most popular material for walks. But I have selected stainless steel walk as my everyday walk, even though I have used all the other kinds of walk. And the reason, which I will explain in this video, why I think stainless steel walk is the best type of walk for everyday use. For me, in order to make home cooking practical, efficiency plays a critical role. And what I mean by efficiency is that if I can reduce the number of cooking utensils to the minimum, then better it is. And this is the reason if I can choose a wok that I can use it for many different cooking functions, then I think that's probably the best approach that I take. Because efficiency makes home cooking sustainable. If you can walk in the kitchen and able to cook whatever you want in a spontaneous and intuitive way, then it's more likely for you to cook. And my wife loved chili. As the first sign of fall approaches, she will make her first part of chili. Now she used to make her chili in two different cooking utensils. She would start out with a frying pan that she would fry her onion, and then she would transfer everything to a pot, usually a Dutch oven, and then she would finish her chili. Now she make her chili all in a wok. She first used the wok as a frying pan to fry her onion, and then she used the wok to finish cooking her chili. Now, if you have a wok and have never tried it before, that's something you might want to give it a try. In most cases, the first step in making a chili is to saute some onion. Now, normally my wife will saute the onion in a frying pan or a skillet. But turn out the wok actually does a much better job because the wok is designed for stir frying. And to carry out this step, any wok will do, whether this is a carbon steel, cast iron, or light cast iron wok. But in here, I use my stainless steel wok. The stainless steel wok that I use is a Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I choose this as my everyday wok for reasons. One is that because stainless steel is excellent for stir-frying almost any type of food ingredients. And secondly is that I really enjoy using this wok because it's easy to clean as well as it is very light. In the beginning, when I showed my wife how to use the wok to saute onion, she was not convinced because she's accustomed to using a skillet or a frying pan to saute her onion. But then she quickly realized that there's really no difference between sauteing and stir-frying. They are essentially the same technique. The wok turned out to be better for this purpose because now she can move her onion much more freely in the wok without having to worry about spilling the food ingredients out of the cooking utensil. The wok turned out to be a very practical, adaptable, and effective cooking utensil because it can be used for many other types of cooking functions, such as boiling waters, steaming, slow cooking, frying, and different types of frying, shallow frying, and deep frying. The end result is that in many Chinese families, the wok quite often is the only cooking utensil they have in the kitchen. Now, this efficiency is important, particularly if you want to make home cooking as efficient as possible, because now you can reduce the different type of cooking utensil that you have. And next is to add tomatoes to the wok. This step requires a stainless steel wok, and a carbon steel wok would not work. And I will explain later. As my wife would say, this is a very simple chili, and she used basically two different kinds of a tomato product. She used a diced tomato together with a tomato sauce, and that is sufficient to create the type of tomato flavor that she is looking for. And normally when my wife cooked this dish, she would transfer the onions from the frying pan to a pot. But in this case, it's not necessary because the wok can serve as a pot as well. Here you can see the multifunctionality of the wok because now it changed the function from a frying into a different type of capacity. And this because the shape of the wok. And the next step is that she add in some kidney beans. Now the wok is function as a slow cooker or a stewer. And so next step is to season the chili. Now the wok is wonderful from that purpose because of its large opening. It allows the mixing much more efficient. She start out with some chili powder, and she can do a quick taste test readily. Now she also recently started to use the wok with tak basic seasoning mix. This seasoning mix will enhance the flavor of the chili in a very subtle way because it will add umami flavor to the dish. Now, I have this seasoning mix available on Amazon, and if you would like to give it a try, I have the link below the video. This is a very simple chili. Well, according to my wife, is that she started out earlier used to make a very complicated chili. In fact, her mother used at least another 10 ingredients to make this particular chili. And after a while, she realized that she doesn't need to have all these ingredients. And ultimately, she just wants something simple, straightforward that she can make in a very short time. And besides, she doesn't have to run around to get all those ingredients. And after talking to her, I look around on the internet. I find that there is many different recipes for chilies. Some of them are extremely complicated. They not only have many ingredients, but they also require long cooking time. So the question is that, what would make a good chili? And I think this same question should apply to cooking in general. And this is where flavor chasing comes in. I think ultimately the goal is that to cook a dish that you enjoy. And my thought is that the simpler it is better. Because when the dish becomes too complicated, when it requires too many ingredients, the likelihood for you to cook is going to be greatly reduced. And because you have to gather all the ingredients, and the key is that to eliminate any steps that is not necessary. And I think this is the essential element to make home cooking sustainable. So when it comes to create a flavor of a dish, my advice to everyone is that make sure you choose the ingredients that are correctly. This is particularly true when it comes to fresh ingredients. For example, when you select onion, there are many different kinds of onion that you can choose from, and they might make a difference. Like onion that are perhaps a little bit more sweet compared to the others. And then the choice of the tomatoes. You might use different type of tomato sauce, or you might use fresh tomatoes. All of this will lead to a different culinary experience. And of course, the bean is equally important. So I would suggest to everybody is that first and foremost is to experiment with the ingredients. This is particularly true when it comes to the basic ingredients that make up the bulk of the dish. And then next come to how you flavor the dish. Now there are almost infinite possibilities, various type combinations. Again, my advice to start out with simple. Just like my wife said to me, when I make chili, I just use chili powder. And I assume the chili powder will contain everything that I need to make a chili that I want. And if the chili powder tastes good to me, that will be it, and I will not add anything else. As she said, my mother used to add additional herbs and spices. It is a recipe that she got from her mother, and I used to ask my mother, why did you add all of this? What do they actually do to the flavor of the chili? And she said, well, I don't really know. It's just something that my mother used to do, and I assumed that it made the chili taste better. My wife said she used to do exactly the same, but one time she has only chili powder on hand without all the other herbs and spices. And when she did it, she discovered that she did not see any difference between this chili and the chili that include all the other herbs and spices. So her conclusion is that why make things complicated? Why not start out with something simple and build on it step by step? And this is the reason now she only used chili powder. Now I have convinced her to add the wok with tak basic seasoning mix because I believe that it will make the chili taste a little bit better, which I do think so. But when she tasted, she said no. She said if I do it on my own, I probably will not add that. This example demonstrates the significance of individual preferences when it comes to flavor. So flavor chasing truly play an important role because ultimately the only way that you will make a dish taste good is that based on your own personal preference. And by continually testing the flavor, you will reach the flavor that you love rather than follow a recipe with the flavoring agents that other people have used. Cooking this chili took about 10 to 12 minutes. And the end result is that it created the type of flavor my wife loved. And she used to cook this chili in about an hour. But with this method that she's using now, she do not see any difference in flavor as well as in texture. After she cooked this dish, all I have to do is rinse the wok and put it away. Now this will not be the case if you use a carbon steel wok. The reason is that when you cook food in a carbon steel wok, the acidity, in this case from the chili, will remove the oil film that coat the surface of the carbon steel wok. And the end result is that the carbon steel wok will not be protected. And when you finish washing it and hang it up, it will get rust. The only way to prevent that is you have to coat it with a thin film of oil. And this is the reason why a stainless steel wok is more flexible and adaptable in cooking many different kinds of dishes, because you don't have to worry about that when you cook foods with acidic content that will remove the surface oil film from the wok. And this is not a concern when you use a stainless steel wok, because it will not rust. Now, even though the oil film has been removed, but the next time when I use the wok again, I can re-season the wok using my spot seasoning method. And because of this reason, I prefer a stainless steel wok over wok with other type of surfaces that are susceptible to rusting. So from this example, it demonstrates that the wok is a flexible cooking utensil. In fact, it can substitute almost all the other cooking utensils that you have in your kitchen. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system that will make your home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun, so you can cook from scratch using all fresh ingredients in less than 30 minutes. And to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.